Hello everybody. In this tutorial, after the load balancer, we will start the auto scaling. Before creating an auto scale, as you know, the auto scaling is another AWS service allowing the resource to be deployed or retired automatically, dependent on the performance and desired condition. For example, if you have a huge web traffic, a lot of users, a lot of demands, and you are fine from running out the instances, so you can use AWS autoscaling. It will deploy more instances, more web servers, for example, to 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 cover the demands, the huge demands. And when the demands is drops, when the demands drops, it will be the instances will be reduced. So the auto scaling give us the ability to make more resources, make more instances, and make less if there is no demand. So the advantage is automatically without any manual work from administrators. Second advantage is client satisfaction. The clients always will find the service available, and the third is cost optimization, and you don't need to pay for a huge number of instances while you don't use them. So before creating auto scaling group in AWS, we have to create a launch template first. Let's create launch template. The launch template allow us to automate instance launches, simplify permission policies, and enforce best practice across the organization. So we don't have to create instances manually, because when we are talking about auto scale, so we are talking about automatically. So when will they deploy a new instance, it should know what instance will contain as information. It has to contain our web servers, etc. So it must be deployed with correct data. So that's the role of template. So let's give a name. For example, launch template, complete version 2.4, and source template. We don't have any source. The tag, let's create a tag, for example, field1 and web. Okay, so let's go to Amazon Watching Image, EMI. The EMI, let's quick start. Amazon the next two, EMI HUV. Amazon the next two, IEMI, HVM. After the EMI, the instance type, we have here T2 macro. One is virtual CPU, 1 gigabyte memory, 0.016 USD per hour on the Windows devices. Safety there, T1. T1 is no longer available. Okay, let's keep it T2. The key pair, I have selected already my key pair. And now the platform is VPC, and the security group, let's select any security group here. For example, the default VPC. Storage volume 1 AMI root, 8 GB EBS general. The volume is okay. Let's add instance tank, for example, 3.2, and the volume is auto. Okay. What else? Network. Here, if we want to add any additional network interface, a new or existing network interface. Advanced details. Advanced details. Create launch. Success. View launch template. Launch template ID. Default version. Launch template name. Launch template. Okay, that's it. We create our launch template. We have other things similar to launch templates is launch configuration. It's essentially the same thing, but launch template is simple and have few features. Create configuration is more detailed. So let's create one launch configuration. Amazon, select general purpose, D2 micro, EBS, etc. Next. Name launch config 1. I am rule. We can request spot instance. Name your own price for the instance. You can select I am role if you have, and monitoring with CloudWatch if you want to monitor this resource. Advanced details. You have kernel run disk ID is default. User data is, for example, run this script that will create user one and give password, and we install the HTTPD web server. Let's go to next storage, and as you see, root, general purpose, print type, 8 GB, SSD, encryption no. It's similar to Lash template. Security groups, we have only SSH allow. We have to add, for example, HTTP. It will create a new security group, auto scaling security group 1. Warning about the source address is all. It's not recommended. Review. Improve security of instance launches. It talk about HTTP. It recommend HTTPS. Production environments. It's not recommended to use HTTP. Create. So we have two methods to create the configuration. The first one is the launch template. The second one is the configuration, the launch configuration, and both to tell the auto scaling group what instance to launch and how they should be configured. The main difference between the two is the launch template. That the launch template is presented in a single page with a few features that allow you to quickly select your options rather than going through several screens with several advanced configuration, like the case of the launch configuration. So this is the first part of our tutorial, the creation of configuration. The next part we will create the auto scaling group. So see you then.